Your model is called Leading with Grit. Now, when I think about that, grit is a pretty popular word right now. There's a lot of people, a lot of authors, a lot of speakers that are leveraging that word. How does that compare to all that?
The word grit itself has become very popular, and part of that is due to Angela Duckworth's very important research that she's done to show how in our schools, especially, we're not teaching kids enough grit. We're focusing too much on academics and IQ, and how important it is for kids and their success in life to learn about grit. Grit meaning just that passion and perseverance, that, that tenacity, that ability to stick with something. And that's extremely important, of course. And, you even think about over history, over
I think
time.
of John Wayne.
Yes, exactly. You think of John Wayne and true grit and that toughness. And, George Washington, there's been great leaders who have talked about grit or who have had that traditional grit. Harriet Tubman is another important person. Martin Luther King. I could name so many people that have that grit. They also had something else besides just grit, though. And that's where the acronym generosity, respect, integrity, and truth comes in.
Which is your model.
Exactly. And it's so important that we think about, of course, the tough characters, the toughness, the tenacity, the perseverance, the passion behind things. But as you can imagine, sometimes people have that kind of grit and they leave other people in the dust. They're not really thinking about how is this affecting other people. And that's where generosity and respect especially come into play, but as well as integrity and truth. Because what we've got to be thinking about is how do we maintain that perseverance and that toughness? It's like we need tough characters with soft characteristics.
As I understand it, the real foundation behind your model is knowing your truth, though, right? You really can't do anything else until you really know your truth.
It starts with truth, and I'll explain a little bit about the model because generosity, respect, integrity, and truth, as we can see, is an acronym for grit. Generosity is the outcome. Yeah. That's what happens as a result of this model of grit. For it to really happen, we have to start with truth. Truth starts inside. So we start with truth. And it's a bit linear. We go from truth to integrity to respect, and the outcome is generosity. As you can see, generosity, respect, integrity, and truth are critical as far as characteristics for any leader to have. In fact, a lot of organizations that I work with, their values have at least a couple of those, respect or integrity in their values. So they stand alone on themselves as important leadership characteristics. Combined is what makes them so powerful. And starting with truth, going to integrity, then respect, then generosity, gives us kind of a roadmap. So like I said, it's linear, but they're definitely very intertwined too. It's not that you just go truth and then I go to integrity and then I go respect and then generosity. Right. They'll loop around each other a bit. What's really cool too is not only is it a roadmap that you can follow to get to this very healthy organization where we're doing more with less is really what we're ultimately looking for. But it also serves as a nice reflection tool. As you're working through the model, it will help you to go, am I in integrity right now? And you can look back at your truth. When you see that maybe I'm not respecting myself in some way or respecting someone else, it's usually an indication that something's going on with my integrity or with my truth. And so, like I said, it serves as a great roadmap, but it also serves as a great self-awareness or self-reflection tool.